Day One Journey, episode 1543, Energy versus Clarity. I think this is one of the things that I've learned later, I guess, in life versus some other things that I've learned about personal development and pushing myself and growing and learning and understanding other people better, understanding myself better. I do know that personally I have more energy than the average person, at least my friends and the circle of people that I live within. But I think it's not just about the energy, it's also about the clarity. Yeah. Clarity, what do I mean by that? I know where I'm going. And I'm putting a lot of time and energy of figuring out what's important to me, what I'm moving towards. In my mind, I'm not just doing things. In my mind, I want to know what is the direction while I'm doing these things. You know, so there's a party. Do you go to the party? I want it to be aligned with the overall plan. You know, if it's not aligned, I'm not sure how excited I will be to put the energy there. So, for this short example, having more clarity helps me not to waste my energy. So it gives me more energy. Yes, I think sometimes we're too caught up with the level of energy that we have and we forget that we can put some work in on clarity. On actually figuring out what we really want, what really excites us. Yes, so it's clarity. So I'm talking about clarity about my priorities, knowing what I want to accomplish, clarity about my goals, which is not necessarily my priorities, something much more tangible. I want to do that. I'm excited about performing. I'm excited about creating this product. I'm excited about working with them. I'm excited about learning this specific skill. This is clarity of goals, and also clarity of my values. Does it align to my values? What do I value? You know, for example, honesty. I'll give you something a bit maybe contradictory, with some contradiction. No, not contradictory. Something that, what's the word? I forgot the word. But for example, honesty versus completeness. Completeness is more important to me than honesty. So I would lie to someone if I think it's if I think I will regret if I don't do that. Yeah, this regret is for me is the opposite of completeness. But this is not the main idea of what I want to share with you today. Clarity for me is knowing what's important to me. This is my priorities. These are my guidelines. These are my values. This is the generic things that I'm moving towards in my life. And also specific goals and skills and things very specific that I want to do. I want to have clarity in both. And it's very important to me. It doesn't give me energy directly. Giving me energy directly is eating, drinking water, going to sleep. But it enables me, one, not to waste energy on things that are not really important to me. This is that things are not really important to me. They have nothing to do with my goals, and they have nothing to do with my values. So why am I doing these things? Okay, I'm not here. You know? Let's say I'm in the party. Yeah? And let's say I don't enjoy myself. Okay? So I have a phone call right now. Let's just put this down so I can't hear it. Going back to the emphasis, energy versus clarity. So I lost my chain of thought. But I just had an example. I'm at the party. Okay, it's a very specific party. Maybe I enjoyed it at the beginning, but I'm not enjoying the party right now. So, clarity with values and priorities and goals can give me a very easy way to decide. I want to stay in this party. Well, if this party has nothing to do with my goals or my values, so I'm going home. I need a reason to stay. If I don't have a reason, the default is bye-bye, in my opinion. Then I actually save energy. Then I will wake up the next day with more energy, etc., etc., etc. For example, I might not enjoy the party, but maybe I have a goal specific in this party. Maybe I want to talk to a certain someone. Yeah, I want to do business with them. Maybe I want to find a partner, maybe for a business, maybe for a relationship. Maybe I'm there for a reason. Yeah, so I sort of have the goal. The goal is not necessarily enjoying the party. Maybe it's getting to know other people. It can be anything. Me having clarity about all the goals, the specific things that I want to accomplish, well, in the next month, year, whatever. And by the way, each level of this granularity, yeah, a weekly, a monthly, a yearly goal, etc. This gives me even more clarity. And in addition to that, I have my values, things that, well, are important to me in the bigger picture, things that sort of guide me. These are a set of values, set of priorities. There's many names that you can call them. Having clarity gives me energy. It allows me to rest more, eliminate everything that is not really helpful for me. So I get more energy out of that. Not directly, but because I eliminate things. And more than that, when I wake up in the morning, I know how to use the energy that I have much more efficiently, much more effectively, because I actually know what I want. And if I don't know what I want, I choose to put a lot of energy of figuring it out, because I know the value of me having clarity, me having focus, me knowing where I'm going. So sometimes a lack of clarity can be confused with a lack of energy. Lack of clarity can cause us to be overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is not a lack of energy, it's overwhelmed. There's so many things going on in our mind, and we can't figure out what's more important, what's less important. This is a lack of clarity. This is not a lack of energy. Lack of clarity, by the way, can actually, in my opinion, can actually be there for weeks and months and years. Lack of energy, well, energy sort of float a little bit more. Yeah, you wake up in the morning, you have more energy. You wake up in the morning, you won't necessarily have more clarity, which is something else that I choose deliberately to put more energy in. Last thing I want to share about clarity versus energy, I had a conversation with a good friend of mine yesterday, and sometimes, things happen to us, and we sort of put everything together, we start getting caught up in a loop, we think this relates to this, relates to this. Well, sometimes the trigger might be a lack of energy, then we start this cycles with many similar thoughts, maybe self-negative talk, and I think it's also something about a lack of clarity, but this is not necessarily about the goals or values. This might be actually not understanding like what happened. I would call it a lack of self-awareness or lack of awareness. What happened? So I think this is what happened with my friend yesterday. Then I tried to remind them how, what they did in the past 4 years, just walking them through what they did. This gave them clarity, in my opinion, because we had a conversation and they felt better afterwards. They got more clarity, not energy. They might feel more, relaxed and peaceful because they have more clarity. They will still go to sleep, By the way, clarity enables you, at least in my opinion, to fall asleep easy. Or in an easier way. Clarity versus energy. I would invest a lot of clarity, because even though it won't work directly, it will enable me to create more energy in my life, either by cutting off some other things, or it can enable me to extract more value for me, more effect for me out of the same amount of energy. This is why clarity is so important to me. This is why I choose to have a lot of conversations with myself. I work on self-awareness. This is part of clarity as well. And actually figure out where I'm going. Where is the map? What is the map? Where I am right now? Where I'm going? Does it connect? It doesn't connect. I want to have this clarity. And this is why I can actually extract a lot of peacefulness out of it and energy. Have an amazing day, day one. See you tomorrow.